Welcome back to LearnEng, your cozy little corner of the internet where we learn real English together, one easy conversation at a time. I'm Maya, and I have David here with me today. Welcome back, David.
Always good to be here, Maya. And I think today's topic might be the most practical one we've done so far.
I think so too, because today we are talking about something that happens every single day, without exception, without fail. Something that comes up in every relationship, every workplace, every household, every friendship.
Talking about your day.
Talking about your day, how it went, what happened, how you felt about it, what was good, what was hard, what surprised you, what you're glad is over.
Because here's what strikes me about this topic. It's the conversation that happens more than any other in English. Your partner asks, "How was your day?" Your colleague asks, "How's it going?" Your friend texts, "How was today?" It's constant. It's everywhere. And yet most English learners answer with the same two words every single time.
Good, fine.
Good, fine. And then silence.
And the conversation dies. Not because the day wasn't interesting, not because there was nothing to say, but because the language wasn't there in that moment to say it.
Today, we're changing that. Maya and I are going to have real conversations about our days, honest, natural, full of personality, and we're going to stop and explain the most useful language as we go.
So, our listeners won't just hear the theory, they'll hear how it actually sounds when two people talk about their day naturally in English.
And at the end, our word tour. A slow walk through today's most useful words and phrases.
This is a B1 level episode, perfect for intermediate learners. If you're A2, stay with us. You'll catch more than you think. And the second listen always feels clearer.
Before we start, if LearnEng is helping your English, please like this episode and subscribe to the channel. Every like, every subscribe, every share brings more learners into our LearnEng family. Come say hello in the comments after you listen.
Okay, David, let's just go straight into it. How was your day today, honestly?
Honestly, it was a bit of a mixed one. It started well. I had a really productive morning, got through a lot of things I'd been putting off, but then the afternoon went sideways a little.
Went sideways. Let's explain that.
When something goes sideways, it means it goes wrong, or in an unexpected bad direction. Not a catastrophe, but it didn't go as planned. The meeting went sideways when two people started disagreeing. The afternoon went sideways. Everything I planned to do got pushed back by unexpected things.
So what happened in the afternoon?
Two things came up that I hadn't expected, back to back. So everything I'd planned for the afternoon got pushed to tomorrow. And by the end of the day, I had this feeling of I did a lot, but I didn't finish anything, which is a particular kind of frustrating.
I know that feeling exactly. The busy but unproductive feeling.
Exactly. Like you were running all day, but you didn't actually get anywhere. What about you? How was your day?
Mine was actually really good, better than I expected. I went into this morning dreading a particular meeting, one of those meetings that always goes too long and never quite reaches a conclusion. But it was actually really efficient. We got through everything in 40 minutes, and I walked out feeling lighter than I went in.
That's the best feeling when something you were dreading turns out to be fine.
Isn't it? And then the rest of the day sort of flowed from that good energy. Nothing dramatic, just steady and good. I got some deep work done in the afternoon, had a nice lunch. The commute home was quiet. It was one of those days where nothing particularly exciting happened, but everything felt in its right place.
Let's look at what we both just did there, because we both gave full, natural, interesting answers to how was your day without just saying good or fine. Let's break down the language.
I used went into this morning, dreading. To dread something means to feel anxiety or fear about something, coming to not want it to happen. I was dreading that meeting. She was dreading telling him the news. I dread Mondays during busy periods.
And I said, came up. When something comes up, It means it appears or arises unexpectedly, usually something you didn't plan for. Things kept coming up all afternoon. Sorry, I can't make it. Something came up. Two urgent things came up, and my whole plan changed.
And I used deep work. Deep work means focused, concentrated, uninterrupted work on something that requires real mental effort. As opposed to shallow work emails, small tasks, admin, I finally got some deep work done on that project. She blocks 3 hours every morning for deep work with no interruptions.
Now let's talk about the vocabulary for describing different kinds of days. Because days have textures, and English has beautiful language for all of them.
A hectic day, extremely busy, rushed, chaotic, everything happening at once with no breathing room. I had the most hectic day. I haven't stopped since 7 this morning. It was completely hectic, back-to-back meetings with no breaks.
A draining day, not necessarily hectic, but emotionally or physically exhausting. A day that took a lot out of you. It was quite a draining day, a lot of difficult conversations. I feel drained. It wasn't even that busy, but it took something out of me.
A productive day, you got a lot done. You finished things, you moved things forward. The satisfaction of a genuinely productive day is hard to beat. I had such a productive day, I can actually breathe now.
A slow day, not much happened. Time moved strangely. Not necessarily bad, just quiet. It was a slow day. I kept checking the clock. She had a slow day at work and used it to catch up on things she'd been neglecting.
A frustrating day, things didn't work, things went wrong. Small obstacles kept appearing. I had the most frustrating day, nothing worked the way it was supposed to. He came home frustrated, technology had been against him all day.
An overwhelming day, too much to handle. Too many demands, too many problems, too much information. I felt completely overwhelmed. By the end of the day, I couldn't think straight. It was an overwhelming day. I need to just sit quietly for a while.
A good day, yes, this is fine, but let's make it richer. Not just good. A really solid day. A surprisingly good day. One of those days where everything clicked. A day where I felt like myself. A day where things actually went the way they were supposed to.
One of those days where everything clicked. This is such a natural and vivid phrase. When things click, they come together smoothly, and naturally everything working as it should. It was one of those days where everything just clicked. The right conversations, the right energy, the right outcomes.
Now let's talk about describing specific moments within a day. Because the best conversations about your day aren't just a general summary, they have 1 or 2 specific moments that bring it to life.
Here's what I mean. There's a big difference between I had a busy day at work and I had this moment at about 3 o'clock where I looked at my to-do list and realized I'd been adding things faster than I was finishing. Them and I just laughed. Because what else can you do?
The second version is so much more interesting. It has a moment, it has a feeling, it has self-awareness, and it makes the other person feel like they were there.
Here are some natural ways to introduce a specific moment from your day.
There was this moment today where I completely lost my train of thought in the middle of a sentence and just had to pause and start again. I had a funny moment this morning when I realized I'd been in a meeting for 20 minutes before noticing I was on mute.
Something happened today that actually made me stop and think. The highlight of my day was a conversation I had completely unexpectedly that reminded me why I love what I do. The low point was definitely the commute absolutely packed and the air conditioning wasn't working.
Highlight and low point, these 2 phrases are so natural and so useful for structuring a day story. The highlight is the best moment. The low point is the worst or hardest moment. What was the highlight of your day? The low point was probably the 3-hour meeting that achieved nothing.
And lost my train of thought. This means you forgot what you were saying mid-sentence. Your thought disappeared. It happens to everyone. and it's a very common and very natural phrase. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? She lost her train of thought halfway through the presentation and had to look at her notes.
Now, let's talk about the emotional texture of days. Because days don't just have practical events, they have feelings. And having the English to describe those feelings makes conversations about your day so much richer.
I felt really on it today. Sharp, focused, productive. The opposite of that foggy, slow feeling. I had a really on it morning. Everything came easily. She seemed very on it today. Quick answers, good energy.
I was in a good headspace, mentally and emotionally, in a positive, clear, settled place. I was in a really good headspace this morning. I don't know why, but everything felt manageable. He came into the meeting in a good headspace, which made everything easier.
I couldn't quite get going that morning, feeling of sluggishness that makes it hard to start. No energy, no momentum. I couldn't get going until about 11. The first 2 hours were a write-off. Some mornings, you just can't get going, no matter what you try.
Write-off. When something is a write-off, it means it was completely unproductive or a complete loss. A write-off morning means nothing useful happened in it. The first hour was a complete write-off. I just sat there, unable to focus. After the difficult news, the rest of the day was a write-off.
I hit my stride in the afternoon. You found your rhythm and momentum later in the day. When you hit your stride, things start flowing. I'm a slow starter, but I usually hit my stride by mid-morning. She hit her stride in the afternoon, and got more done in 2 hours than she had all morning.
I was running on autopilot, doing things mechanically, without full engagement or awareness, going through the motions. I was running on autopilot by 4 o'clock, just waiting for the day to end. After the third meeting, I was running on autopilot present, but not really there.
Let's now have a full, natural conversation. The kind you might have with a close friend or partner at the end of the day, so our listeners can hear all of this flowing together.
David, I just want to ask you properly. Forget the quick "how was your day?" Tell me about today. What was it actually like?
Okay. Honestly, it was a write-off morning. I couldn't get going at all. I sat down at my desk, opened everything up, and just nothing. No focus. I was running on autopilot for the first 2 hours. Inbox, close. Document, close. Just spinning.
What happened to turn it around?
I went for a walk at about 11, 20 minutes. No phone, no podcast, just walking. And when I came back, something had shifted. I hit my stride almost immediately, got through 3 things I'd been avoiding for days. The afternoon was really solid.
That's interesting, the walk as a reset. Did anything happen that was worth mentioning?
One thing. There was this moment around 2 o'clock. I was on a call, and the other person said something completely unexpected that reframed how I was thinking about a whole project. One of those conversations where you go in thinking one thing and come out thinking something completely different.
The best kind of conversation.
The best kind. Low point was definitely the commute home. Packed train, broken air conditioning, 45 minutes standing. I arrived home in a worse mood than I left work in.
The commute undoing all the good work. I know that feeling.
What about you? Give me the real version.
Okay, I went into today dreading a difficult conversation I'd been putting off. I'd been carrying it around for 3 days, that low-level anxiety of something you know you have to do but keep postponing.
And?
I did it first thing, 9 o'clock, and it went so much better than I expected. She was completely understanding, actually grateful I'd brought it up, and the relief afterwards was extraordinary. I felt lighter for the whole rest of the day.
Relief like that, it changes the whole texture of the day, doesn't it?
Completely. I was in such a good headspace afterwards, everything felt manageable. I got some really good deep work done, had a nice lunch outside, and the afternoon just flowed. The highlight was probably a message I got from someone I hadn't heard from in a long time, completely out of the blue, just checking in. It made me smile for an hour.
Out of the blue. Completely unexpected. With no warning. Like something appearing from a clear sky. She called, completely out of the blue. I hadn't heard from her in 2 years. It came completely out of the blue. Nobody saw it coming.
Now let's talk about some specific everyday situations within a day that come up constantly in English conversations.
The morning rush. The chaotic, busy period of getting ready and getting out of the house. I was so late this morning, the morning rush completely got away from me. She's always calm during the morning rush. I have no idea how.
The commute travelling to and from work. One of the most universally complained about parts of the working day. The commute was a nightmare today, signal failure on the line. I actually enjoy my commute. I use it to listen to podcasts and decompress.
Back-to-back meetings, one meeting immediately after another, with no break in between. One of the most draining work experiences. I had back-to-back meetings from 9 to 2. I didn't eat until 3. Back-to-back meetings with no breathing space leave you completely drained.
Catching up on emails, the constant task of reading and responding to messages. I spent an hour just catching up on emails. It never ends. She started every morning by catching up on emails before doing anything else.
A deadline, a fixed date or time by which something must be completed. I was racing against a deadline all afternoon. The deadline is tomorrow, and I'm not where I need to be.
Wrapping up, finishing and completing things at the end of a work session or day. I spent the last hour wrapping up, tying up loose ends before I could leave. She was wrapping up the project almost done. Just a few final things.
Tying up loose ends, completing small unfinished tasks. Finishing the last details. I was just tying up a few loose ends before the end of the day. She stayed late to tie up loose ends before the holiday.
Before word tour, your mission for today. Think about your day today, right now. Write 5 sentences about it in English. Include a general description of the day. 1 specific moment, 1 feeling, 1 highlight, and 1 low point. Post them in the comments. We are both reading every single one. And remember, no good or fine. The real version only.
All right. Time for word tour, our slow vocabulary walk through today's most useful talk about your day phrases here on LearnEng.
Take your time. Repeat after me out loud if you can.
First phrase went sideways. When something goes wrong or in an unexpected bad direction. The afternoon went sideways. Nothing I planned actually happened. The conversation went sideways quickly. Went sideways. Went sideways.
Next phrase, something came up. When something appears or arises unexpectedly, usually something you didn't plan for, sorry, I'm late, something came up. Things kept coming up all day. Something came up. Something came up.
Next phrase, couldn't get going. When you struggle to start and find momentum, sluggish, slow, no energy. I couldn't get going until mid-morning, just sat there. She couldn't get going on Monday. Took until Tuesday to really start. Couldn't get going. Couldn't get going.
Next phrase, hit my stride. When you find your rhythm and momentum and things start flowing smoothly. I hit my stride after lunch and the afternoon was really productive. He hit his stride halfway through the presentation. Hit my stride. Hit my stride.
Next phrase, write off. When something is completely unproductive, a total loss, the morning was a complete write-off. After the bad news, the whole day was a write-off. Write-off, write-off.
Next phrase, running on autopilot. Doing things mechanically without full engagement or awareness, going through the motions. I was running on autopilot by 4, just waiting for it to end. Running on autopilot. Running on autopilot.
Next phrase, in a good headspace. In a positive, clear, settled mental and emotional state, I was in a really good headspace this morning. Everything felt manageable. In a good headspace. In a good headspace.
Next phrase, out of the blue. Completely unexpected, with no warning. She messaged, completely out of the blue. I hadn't heard from her in months. It came completely out of the blue. Out of the blue. Out of the blue.
Next phrase, tying up loose ends. Completing small unfinished tasks. Finishing the last details before you can close something. I spent the last hour tying up loose ends. Tying up loose ends. Tying up loose ends.
Last phrase back to back. One thing immediately after another with no gap or break in between. I had back-to-back meetings all morning. I couldn't breathe. Back to back. Back to back.
Those are your 10 talk about your day phrases for today here on LearnEng. Went sideways. Something came up. Couldn't get going. Hit my stride. Right off. Running on autopilot. In a good headspace. Out of the blue. Tying up loose ends. Back to back.
Pick 2. Use them today, tonight, when someone asks how your day was. That is how they become yours.
And here we are at the end of another learning episode together. Maya, final thoughts?
Just this. The conversation about your day is the most ordinary conversation in the world, and also one of the most important. It's how the people close to you stay close to you. It's how you process what happened. It's how you feel less alone in the small daily difficulties and more grateful for the small daily good moments. Having the English to have that conversation fully, honestly, with real feeling and real detail, that's not a small thing. That's connection, and connection is everything.
Beautifully said. Your mission 5 sentences about your day. Post them in the comments. The real version. No good or fine. We are both reading every single one.
And tell us, where in the world are you right now? And what time of day is it for you?
We love knowing where our LearnEng community is at this very moment.
If today's episode helped your English, please like this video, subscribe to LearnEng, and share it with one person whose answer to how was your day is always fine. Because after this episode, it won't be.
I'm David.
And I'm Maya. This has been LearnEng, your cozy place to learn real English, one conversation at a time. We'll see you in the next episode.
Tell someone about your day tonight. The real version.
Bye for now.